Every major Hollywood star ascended the iconic steps of the Metropolitan Museum of Art, each one draped in designer creations worth more than most people earn in an entire year. The fashion world had mobilized at full throttle. Editors arrived with sharpened critiques. Stylists had spent months obsessing over every hem, bead, and silhouette, and the entire red carpet industrial complex was firing on all cylinders. The Met Gala, that annual spectacle of celebrity, art, and excess, was once again dominating the global conversation. Yet by the following morning, when the headlines should have been filled with the night's most daring looks and biggest fashion moments, a surprising name kept rising to the top of discussions: AlexEala. Now ranked world number 42 in singles and sitting at a career-high number 88 in doubles this week, the young Filipina tennis star is deep in the heart of the European clay swing. She's currently in Rome preparing for her first-round match at the Italian Open against Poland's Magdalena Frech, a contest that could open a favorable path and potentially set up a later showdown with China's Wang Xinyu. A strong run here would boost her seeding chances heading into Roland Garros. By every conventional metric, she should have been just another elite athlete quietly grinding through the demanding clay court season. But 2 weeks earlier in Madrid, something shifted. While the tennis world focused on the usual rivalries and results, Eala stepped into the spotlight wearing a breathtaking custom Filipiniana created by her own uncle in just 7 days. The traditional Filipino gown, reimagined with modern elegance and cultural pride, turned heads in a room already packed with the planet's greatest athletes and global icons. It wasn't just beautiful, it carried weight. It was personal, it was rooted, and it resonated far beyond the court. WTA players shared the images on their own social channels. Commentators paused their analysis to highlight the look. Even as the Met Gala's flood of coverage saturated timelines, conversations about Eala's Madrid appearance refused to fade. Clips and photos kept circulating, earning praise, admiration, and thoughtful discussion across platforms. This wasn't merely a fashion moment. It was a reminder of something deeper. When someone like AlexEala, armed with genuine cultural gravity, quiet confidence, and an authentic connection to her heritage, walks into any room, the energy changes. The noise of manufactured glamour suddenly feels a little hollow by comparison. People don't just notice, they feel something. They remember. That's the real story here. Not the price tags on the Met steps, but what happens when substance, identity, and excellence collide in one unforgettable image. If you appreciate takes like this, unfiltered, unsoftened, and focused on what actually moves the needle, hit subscribe and turn on notifications so you never miss the next one. Desperate attempts to copy her style began emerging from corners no one expected. What followed was, by any measure, unprecedented. To understand why, rewind to April 21st in Madrid at the Laureus World Sports Awards, the sports world's equivalent of the Oscars. Carlos Alcaraz took home Sportsman of the Year, Aryna Sabalenka claimed Sportswoman of the Year, and the night was hosted by Novak Djokovic and Eileen Gu inside the stunning Palacio de Cibeles. It was no casual affair. Into that glittering room walked 20-year-old Filipina tennis player AlexEala. Just 1 week earlier, she had called her uncle, renowned Filipino designer Raju Laurel, with an unusual request. She needed a Filipiniana. Not just any dress, but one that would proudly represent where she came from in a room full of athletes who represent entire nations. Raju had never made a custom piece for his niece before. He had only 7 days. While most couture houses take months, he delivered a gown powerful enough to silence one of the hardest rooms in global sports. The design was a floor-length blush beige chiffon column with a strapless neckline and soft, sculpted pleats across the bodice. The waistline was cut exactly as Alex requested, a personal detail that made the piece unmistakably hers. Over it sat a removable piña bolero featuring the iconic Terno butterfly sleeves, handcrafted from delicate piña fabric woven from pineapple leaf fibers, one of the most treasured textiles in Filipino heritage. At 1.75 meters tall, Alex wore it with natural grace. Raju later called her the perfect fashion mannequin. The chiffon moved with her, the bolero added and removed throughout the night, and every time she did, the cameras followed. The dress didn't just look elegant, it looked intentional, cultural, effortless. The reaction was immediate and impossible to ignore. Multiple WTA players publicly posted about the look, openly expressing admiration. In a sport where players rarely hype another player's red carpet moment, the response stood out. Andy Roddick, a former Grand Slam champion and respected voice in tennis media, openly acknowledged her growing global virality. He spoke about it not as a fleeting trend, but as an established phenomenon. Because that's exactly what AlexEala has become, a player whose popularity operates at a scale rarely seen at her ranking level. Her Filipino fans travel in force, pack sections of stadiums, and follow not just her matches, but her every move and message. After the awards, Alex reflected on that support, saying the thought of how many people back home were praying for her pushed her to leave everything on the court. Then came another quietly powerful moment. After weeks on the clay and a withdrawal from the Catalonia Open to prepare for bigger targets, she posted a simple Instagram album. No long caption, just 4 words in soft lighting: a loud life. That single phrase somehow captured everything: the elegance, the attention, the dress, the moment, without needing explanation. It showed a young woman who understands both performance on the court and image off it in a way that feels completely natural. And that's when the fashion world took notice. While the 2026 Met Gala unfolded in New York under the theme, Fashion is Art, with co-chairs Beyoncé, Nicole Kidman, Venus Williams, and Anna Wintour, many observers couldn't help but draw comparisons. The world's biggest names walked the carpet in elaborate, months-in-the-making creations costing small fortunes. Yet 2 weeks earlier, a 20-year-old tennis player in a piña turno made in 7 days had already delivered a. Alex wasn't interpreting a theme or chasing a trend. She was simply showing up as herself. The Filipiniana isn't a costume, it's national dress with centuries of meaning. The butterfly sleeves aren't decoration, they're tradition. When she described the gown as something that made a Filipina feel most beautiful and called it a quiet nod to where she comes from, she wasn't performing identity. She was carrying it. In a room full of global superstars, she made her presence feel both powerful and understated. And weeks later, as style journalists covered the Met Gala, they still found themselves answering questions about that Filipiniana from Madrid. That kind of staying power doesn't come from PR campaigns or calculated strategy. It comes from authenticity that resonates. And that's what turned heads and sparked those unexpected attempts to capture the same energy. When a single moment organically commands more sustained attention than a $31 million global fashion event orbiting stars like Beyoncé, the industries built on manufacturing cultural moments take notice immediately. Filipino designers, long respected regionally but still fighting for broader international recognition, suddenly began receiving fresh inquiries. The Filipiniana itself started moving from a traditional cultural garment into a genuine reference point in wider fashion conversations, something that had rarely happened before. Because to imitate something, it first has to be acknowledged as worth imitating. And that acknowledgement had now arrived. But pull back to the tennis court, because AlexEala is not a fashion personality who occasionally plays tennis. She is a tennis player who carries a level of cultural weight that few athletes at her ranking have ever achieved. Right now, she is in Rome for the Italian Open, one of the 2 premier clay court events before Roland Garros. She enters the tournament ranked world number 42 in singles and a career-high number 88 in doubles, up 13 spots after her strong Madrid run alongside Turkish partner Zeynep Sönmez. Her first-round opponent is Poland's Magdalena Frech, ranked number 45. The two have never met before. A win could set up a potential rematch with China's Wang Xinyu, who defeated Eala earlier this year in Auckland in a tight 3-set battle, 5-7, 7-5, 6-4. The clay season has been uneven. Former British number 1 Greg Rosetsky publicly pointed out a pattern of sharp swings, moments of complete dominance followed by sudden drops in level. In Madrid, for example, she cruised past Anastasia Pavlyuchenkova 6-3, 6-3, only to fall 2-6, 1-6 to Elise Mertens days later. That inconsistency is exactly what she must tighten before Paris. Roland Garros begins on May 24th. The day before, May 23rd, Alex turns 21. Last year, her professional French Open debut ended in the first round. This year, the numbers are far more favorable. She is defending just 20 ranking points across Rome and Paris combined. Every win from here adds directly to her total. She sits only 11 spots outside the top 32. Breaking into that threshold would earn her seeding at Grand Slams, a game-changing shift that protects her from early tough draws and dramatically raises her chances of reaching the second week. This is the deeper context. The fashion conversation is not a distraction from her tennis. It is built on the same foundation. AlexEala did not step onto the Laureus stage as someone stepping away from her sport. She arrived as a 20-year-old who has been forged inside elite systems for years, including training at the Rafael Nadal Academy since 2018. She grew up watching Manny Pacquiao turn boxing matches into national celebrations. She has trained alongside Nadal himself, feeling the full intensity of his legendary work ethic, sessions that left her physically drained but deeply inspired. That influence runs through her. She has described Nadal's mindset as something that never leaves you. It shows in how she processes both success and struggle on court. When things are bad, they're rarely as bad as they seem. When things are good, they're rarely as perfect as they feel. Stay humble, but stay hungry. The same clarity appears when she speaks about identity, a loud life in soft lighting, and a quiet nod to where I come from.
These are not accidental lines.
They reveal a young woman consciously aware of what she represents, both with a racket and without one. What the fashion world encountered in the lead-up to the 2026 Met Gala was not a calculated performance of identity. It was the first Filipina to crack the WTA Top 50 in the Open era, wearing centuries of living cultural history into a room of global sporting icons, without diluting a single thread. That completeness is why it lingered. Hollywood had the budgets, the star power, the $75,000 tickets, the Vogue machine, and years of planning. AlexEala had 7 days, one uncle, and something no amount of money can manufacture: authenticity that carries weight on its own. And the morning after the Met Gala, the conversation still hadn't fully moved on. It remained in Madrid, on that carpet, on that Filipiniana. That is not a typical fashion moment. It is a cultural echo that refuses to fade because it didn't need a publicist, a campaign, or institutional force to exist. It simply happened. Meanwhile, the clay season continues. Rome is underway. Roland Garros is weeks away. What comes next is no longer just about one dress or one night. It's about how a young athlete balances growing momentum on the court with attention that now stretches far beyond it. If this perspective shifted how you see the story, subscribe and turn on notifications. The clay is heating up, and every angle of what AlexEala does next, on and off the court, is only beginning to unfold.